Today I have the keys to a 2020 Bentley Continental GT. I've borrowed this from Foreign Car Charlotte. Be sure to check them out. They have a huge selection of new and pre-owned inventory on their lot. This model here is finished off in blue sequin and it has an MSRP just over $266,000. We're going to start today's review by going up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine. This is paired to the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. It puts out 542 horsepower, around 5,700 RPM, and 558 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,900 RPM. All that power is sent to all 4 wheels. It weighs in around 4,800 pounds and it'll do 0 to 60 around 4 seconds. It has a top speed of 198 miles an hour, and with a fuel capacity around 24 gallons, you're gonna expect to see around 16 miles per gallon in the city and 26 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 112.2 inches. Its overall length is 190.9. It has a width of 86.1 and a height of 55.3 inches. With all those specifications out of the way now, let's jump into the exterior walk around on the Bentley Continental. And we're gonna start with the LED matrix style headlights. I really like the pattern that runs around the headlights. You'll see the intricate pattern design to it. What's also cool about the headlights for this vehicle is specifically the high beams. When you're driving this vehicle at nighttime, which I won't be able to show today, the high beams will actually partially shut off. So when a car is coming, it's only gonna shut down the lights that it detects would blind the oncoming traffic. It's basically an adaptive high beam, but it doesn't shut the entire high beam off. So that is very cool. You can see on the outside we have the turn signals, and then right in the center, this car is covered in chrome. It has a really large chrome grille to it. You can see the forward-facing camera is nicely placed in the middle, and there is a bar that runs down the center. That's gonna tie into the hood, which I'll show here in a bit. You can see there's more chrome on the lower section, and then there's a small carbon fiber lip spoiler that runs just underneath it. It matches perfectly with this blue exterior color. You can see on both sides there are forward-facing sensors along with more of the chrome mesh. And then as we make our way up to the hood, you'll see there's a distinctive line running right down the center. It bulges up just a little bit so you can see it from all angles of the front end. And that line ties in nicely with the one that goes down the middle of the grille. So I really like the hood design. You can see how it flows nicely on both sides, and it actually doesn't go all the way to the side. So the headlights are fixed on the outside of the hood. You can see there's really nice contoured lines running from the side mirrors all the way to the headlights. But moving to the side of the Continental GT, this also happens to be a first edition as well. We're gonna take a look at these wheels. They measure 22 inches all around, have a really nice 5 double spoke design to them, and there's a nice 2-tone finish on them. You can see the face of them have a nice chrome finish to match all the chrome that extends on the rest of the vehicle. And then down below we have even more carbon fiber on the lower side skirt, along with more chrome trim above that, and then we have a 1 on the badge there just underneath the power folding side mirrors. They are body colored, feature the integrated turn signal. I really like the side profiling design of this car. You can see the chrome trim around the windows. This is the coupe, so it has a nice flowing roof to it. And then the lines that continue down the side. If we come to this angle right here and look at this arch just above the rear tire, I really like how that continues down from the line that goes from the headlight down up underneath the mirrors and then all the way back to the taillight here. It's a nice split style to it, just gives it an excellent look. As we make our way to the rear, we have the active spoiler, which I have deployed at the moment. You can see there's a small carbon fiber lip just underneath that. This comes with LED taillights. We have the backup camera, more parking sensors that run in the lower section of the bumper. You'll see the lower diffuser is also finished off in more carbon fiber, which is a really nice touch. And then we have the dual style quad stainless steel exhaust. Next up, it's time to jump into the interior of the Continental GT. I have the key in my pocket and the vehicle locked. I'll just place my hand in the door handle and it will automatically unlock. The interior of this specific model is very nice. It's finished off in blue leather, and you'll notice that right away. We have very premium feeling materials, hand stitched on the back section here. Very nice wood trim on the top. We have a color contrasting leather and black trim piece right in the center. There's lock and unlock with the chrome release handle. You have all of your window controls along with the power mirror adjustments. This has a 10-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. You can see the memory seating adjustments along with the trunk release are in the top section of the compartment in the lower side of the door. Has a good amount of space to it. Now, as we make our way to the door sill here, you'll see Bentley spelled out along with 1919 on one side and 2019 on the other. This resembles the 100 100-year anniversary for Bentley. You can see the first edition badge just above that. And now making our way to these beautiful two-tone seats. You'll see the Bentley logo on the top there. Very nice stitching running down the bolsters and this intricate pattern on the top section. They are heated and ventilated. You can adjust the headrest along with move the lower section of the seat forwards if you need a little bit more comfort. And then these controls are for all of the massaging features. Working our way to the driver's seat now. First off, I want to point out the attention to detail in this car is fantastic. Everything is purpose-built, it's hand-stitched, it has a very premium design to it. The steering wheel is finished off in a two-tone design with the same stitching as the exterior here, just to give it that extra touch and make it look really nice. We have more chrome trim finishes around it, but even the stalks for the turn signal, and you have your wiper blades on the other side along with cruise control down here, just have a really nice design to them. The materials are exquisite and it just gives it a fantastic look. On the right side, we have navigation along with the heated steering wheel. There's Bluetooth and voice commands along with volume for the radio and changing the tracks. On the left side, we have all these controls for the center screen. On the left side is the speedometer along with the gear that you're in. On the right side, there is the tach. And then right in the middle, we can use this button here. Just by clicking on view, you'll see the tach disappear. And then we can scroll through all of this information from your driver assistance. And then going up, you have your long-term and short-term memory along with the date and time. We can scroll over to music, you have your phone, and then back to the navigation. And then to the left side of the steering wheel, we have all the headlight controls along with one air vent. To turn on and off the air, you simply push on this or pull this out. You'll notice the entire dash is covered in leather. This also has the heads-up display. If you can see that on camera, it has the speed limit sign along with how fast you're going. You can see all of the leather and stitching continue down the dash. Everything just ties in very nicely and has a clean and elegant design. Just by clicking on the screen button here once, it will automatically appear for the 12.3-inch screen. This is very easy to go through. It's on the home setting right now. So you can see your map, your climate, you have Bluetooth, and then all the presets on the left side are more shortcuts to get into those specific items. So you can pull up the navigation in full screen. We can look at audio. You have your phone. You can go into car. For settings, you can adjust the intensity of the massage. You have your driver assistance, your display. You can go into vehicle and look at a bunch of other settings. We can go into the TPMS. You have drive, so we can look at the spoiler. You can put that in sport mode or eco mode. We can look at raising and lowering the suspension, as this does have an active air ride setup. You have night vision. You can go into your heads-up display, blind spot monitoring. We can go down to the climate controls now and easily adjust all of that. There's also another setting just by clicking on the screen button, and that brings up the outside temperature along with a compass. Holding on this for 3 seconds goes back to the original screen that I showed you where everything is nice and clean. So if you want to hide that screen, you have the option to do that. Just below that, we have some physical buttons for everything that I just went over, from phone to navigation, car media, and your radio. So just by clicking on navigation, it will automatically bring that up, which is a very cool shortcut to get to. You can see the clock right in the center along with an air vent on both sides. On each side of the shifter right in the center, we have even more controls for the heated and ventilated seats along with the fan speed and the dual zone climate control setup. So we have driver on one side, passenger on the other. Just by clicking on the fan speed, you will see that disappear from the temperature to the fan speed, and then just by clicking on it again, we're back to the temperature. You have where you'd like the air to go, sync them, other recirc buttons. There's also the electronic parking brake. You can turn on and off traction control. There's the hazards, the engine start-stop feature. This does have a parallel parking feature as well. So you can easily use that to get in and out of spaces. That will definitely help you out. And then this is a shortcut to the backup camera. So we can go to the front camera, what you're seeing right now. We have the rear camera. You can look at the side mirror angles. There's a panorama front, so just a little bit wider, and then the same with the rear. So it's very easy to see all around this car. Just by pulling up the front one, that will deploy the spoiler, and then pulling on the back one, that will retract it back down. And then right in the middle, we have the engine start stop button, along with a couple different drive modes. We have Sport, the Bentley, Comfort, and then a custom mode. And then last up for the center controls, we have the gear selector. By clicking the Bentley logo on the top, that is the release. So we can go all the way up into reverse, get a view of that backup camera. If we go all the way into drive and then pull it again, that puts us into manual mode, allowing us to use these steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, which have a very nice design to them, finished off in a great material. And then just by pushing the P on the back, we'll place the vehicle into park. Just behind that, we have some more piano black, and then pushing on this cover here reveals to us 2 cup holders. We have very nice two-tone design on the armrest with blue and white stitching. And then opening this up reveals a little bit of storage. You have a 12 volt in the back along with 2 USB ports and a little storage in the front, which is nice to see. And then before we move to the glove box, you'll notice there's a little compartment off into this side, same on the passenger side, just to give you a little bit more storage. And then you have plenty of room down in the glove box along with a CD player up on the top. We'll go ahead and take another look at these beautiful seats. Now it's time to move on to the rear seats. The Continental does have 4 seats. So just by pushing the backrest up, the seat will automatically move forward, giving you plenty of room to get into the back. I am 5'10", just to give you reference, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this seat back. And honestly, I have a good amount of room. I have a couple inches in front of my head. I do have a good amount of space up underneath my feet. I can even roll my window down, which is awesome to be in the back seat of this. You can have a little bit more versatility, get some airflow coming into the back. So that is a nice touch to see. You have the same attention to detail as up front on the door panels. There's a little storage compartment here with 2 cup holders along with USBs and a 12 volt. And then you can actually remove the center piece here, allowing larger items to go through. Last up, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. And my favorite way to open this up, I'm just gonna push the Bentley logo right in the center. This does have a power trunk, so it will automatically open up for you. And you can see there is a ton of room. This is the area that you can fold down to put through any items that you'd like to. You have a 12 volt on one side and a nice cutout on both sides as well, so you can put items sideways if you'd like to. So you definitely have plenty of room. You can fit 4 people in this vehicle and have plenty of room in the back, and then we can either lock the vehicle or close and lock it at the same time. All right, so now it's time to get the Bentley Continental GT First Edition out on the road now. I've already went ahead and put it into sport mode, which means we can use the paddle shifters here. So we will downshift to 2nd gear. You can hear a little pop in that exhaust too. And just give it a little bit of gas. Wow. Just like that, we are up to speed. And the purpose of a Bentley, it's not to be a fast shifting, very dramatic car. This is a smooth vehicle. It has a very smooth power delivery, getting you up to the speed limit and doing it as quietly, I would say, or as comfortably as possible. This is a car just to cruise in and kind of get away from everything that's going on outside the car. In sport mode, it is a little rough, having just said how smooth it is. Sport mode, it's a little bit more rough. It gets a little stiffer. It allows you to have a little bit more on the sporty side of driving this car, using the paddles and being able to do that. But if we go ahead and put it into comfort mode, you just feel the whole car kind of just go down and everything gets super light. The steering is still direct around these turns, but it's just like you're floating on a cloud. It's an unreal experience if you've never been in a Bentley. It's so quiet on the inside. Even just coming to a stoplight here, you can't hear anything on the outside. A little bit of the car exhaust in front of me. Bentleys are known for just being so luxurious, and that goes with everything that's on the interior of this vehicle. Everything has such great attention to detail. Nothing was skimped out on anything. If it looks like wood, it is wood. If it looks like aluminum, it's aluminum. We have leather. Just everything. The fit and finish is what you would expect in a vehicle like this. It is top notch. The stitching is all hand stitched, which makes it look very nice. It's going to be unique from another Bentley that you're sitting next to. Dials for turning the fan on and off is just such a cool touch. It's something, again, you don't see in any other vehicle. But now let's move on to the visibility real quick. It is very easy to see in all directions of this car. The pillars are virtually not that big in the back, so you can easily see over your left and right shoulder. A ton of glass, especially with the back glass here being able to go down. I'm only going to do that on the driver's side here since my camera is on the other window there, but that's so cool how even the backseat passengers there are easily able to put their window down. I'm going to go ahead and put it back into manual mode, and we're going to go from 8th gear all the way down to 2nd. Wow, the power delivery is so smooth. It's you can hear that exhaust too, which is nice. but it's not over aggressive. You kind of have to listen for it because it's very well insulated on the inside. Listen to that in sport mode. Wow, for a Bentley, that's pretty cool. This is more of a grand touring vehicle. That's why it's called a Bentley Continental GT. It's the Grand Tour, something that you're gonna take out on long cruises and have comfort. It's gonna be a great highway driver if you're going on long trips, and even around the city here. If you're looking for something that is geared more towards that, it's just surreal how comfortable this is. You have massaging features in the seats. These have like a 22-way power adjustability. On a side note, we are also out here getting rolling shots of this car. So you're gonna see this car from the exterior right now, and I'm sure it looks fantastic out on the roads. I really enjoyed getting to see this in the parking lot, but now that we see some rolling shots of it, it's just such a good car. All the lines are super crisp, very sleek all around, and it just matches very nicely. We have the blue exterior with the chrome as well, and it just works super nice on this car, along with all of the carbon fiber accents, which just add that sporty touch to it. It's just a phenomenal looking car. Well guys, I think that's gonna wrap up my walk around review and test drive in the 2020 Bentley Continental GT First Edition. Once again, huge shout out to Foreign Cars Charlotte for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely take a look at their website in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I'll see you guys in the next video.